People are like, oh, Nick, you hate Kendrick. No, I don't hate Kendrick. He's doing what the he's supposed to be doing. I hate y'all. Y'all make him insufferable for the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all act like y'all could pee on a nigga and tell me that it's rain, or better worse, champagne, or a Van go. Welcome to yet another episode of Said Nicely. You already know who it is. You already know what it is. Nick Nice, a.k.a. Big Nick. Energy in the place to be. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and all that good stuff. We appreciate the commenters. We're going to get to y'all in a second. And don't forget, we got some merch, y'all. Check out the blcstore.com. Get your favorite merch. You heard? We really appreciate it. Since the last episode of Said Nicely, right, there was a lot of people who commented, a lot of conversation. I literally shot that the day after the Super Bowl, right? And I talked about like the JBP, the Joe Budden podcast, and waiting to hear what they would think about the show after they gave their feedback, right? Because they were talking about the set list and how trash it was, right? But I wanted to see if they would stand on it, would something change their minds? And so we got a chance to finally hear the JBP, and here's a clip from what we heard.
When he came out and did the snippet, I said, no, he's not doing that list that went around. That was the first thing I said, like, nah. And I remember I said, if Squabbled Up comes on next, that list might be accurate. And I'm going to be heated. It was accurate.
He did the list.
He did the fucking list. I couldn't believe it. But I personally, visually amazing. I just did not like the song choices. Wasn't a fan of it at all. Like,
I'm giving a complete ISO to let y'all.
Yeah. Let me get my shit off, please. I may be alone in this, or other people may agree. I don't really care. I was not. Kendrick got so many big records, and the Super Bowl is supposed to be for that. At least I thought. This is where you bring those songs out. GNX dropped 2 months ago. I just didn't think the Super Bowl was the time to make it the GNX show.
Listen, I, much like y'all, hate the set list.
That's the only thing I hate.
Yeah, that's all I'm criticizing.
For me, that has to take a back seat because the story was greater than the set list.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I can't now come and tell the storyteller how to tell that story. Mm-hmm. I thought there was some songs that could have went even if he performed them at the other Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's me in my living room. The guy telling the story wants to tell it this way. It was bold. Mm-hmm. I think Black is bold. It was like the audacity. I like when people have audacity. I do. I liked all the Sam Jackson, the American flag, the divided. What you were seeing visually was A1. Like that set to me, I left the set with one question. And internet, y'all and your little gotcha. I was wrong. Y'all be so extra when I'm wrong. I was wrong. I did not believe.
Me neither.
That set list, like Mark said, the Super Bowl is for big stars and big hits.
Mm-hmm. Now, while I appreciate how Ice, you know what I'm saying, kind of still held true to what he said before the pod, right? Because they literally went down the set list and that's how he felt. And he stood tall on it, right? For the most part, on 10, right? But I was kind of surprised, or maybe not so surprised, that Joe didn't, right? Because he was talking about how, hey, the symbolism and the story and what he was expressing and all that good stuff, right? And I guess he got it because he was in a room full of people who felt some type of way. But he also admitted that the set list was basura. It was, not the greatest. The thing that I found interesting, though, was when they were talking about why Kendrick maybe chose so many GNX songs, because I think that was the biggest issue, right? So let's take a look real quickly at what they said about that.
If you don't own none of the old music, and you got a 90-10 on the new music, let's just throw some 95-5 on the new music.
Run it up.
We're doing the new music. It's not lost on me what that boy is getting in TV and sync money.
In my last video, I gave him all the flowers in regard to the imagery and the symbolism and what he's done this entire year. But my problem was that the set list was ass. It was basura, okay? It was trash. It was mid. The entire show combined was mid, but the set list was definitely basura. You did, for so many reasons. I stated it before. Again, you drop a new album. I get it, coming off of the whole beef. The last album before then was Mr. Morale. while. You drop this one. It's kind of leaning back into the whole West Coast thing, right? But people may not have had the chance to digest it. And I'd have to go back and look at the numbers to see how well it performed in terms of like the other songs that you had before, right? Not Like Us, Euphoria, or even Like That, right? I don't know if Gia Next had performed like that. And listen, I get it. That's brilliant. That's smart. That's good business, right? What I'm saying is Kendrick chose those songs because of money. Because of money, okay? The Super Bowl is about commerce, right? Dressed up in entertainment, right? People are there to make money, to make things move. The brother had a great plan. I'm giving him kudos for that, right? He knew the beef happened, right? Cool. He got the Super Bowl on deck. I got an album that I'm gonna own a majority of. I'm gonna perform a majority of those albums on the Super Bowl because I'm gonna get a greater return. I'm saying that shit is fire. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to Kendrick as a businessman, you know what I'm saying? And all that good stuff, right? For being so avant-garde with his art. But that's where the problem is for me, right? Because so many of y'all were in my comment section talking about how I didn't get it and it went over my head and he was doing all this stuff. No, clearly y'all didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? My issue was the set list was ass. You had enough songs in your catalog that would have been fire, that people would have loved, enjoyed the entire show, Message, Samuel L., all that, right? But don't dress the show up to me as a commercial for your album and expect me to love it under the guise of it being art. You know what I'm saying? If y'all loved it, cool, right? If y'all knew the songs, congratulations. I bet money that most of y'all did not know the words of most of those songs that we're playing. Okay, the game was already horrible, as is most of us showed up to see the halftime show, and we knew that Not Like Us was gonna play. What we didn't know that he was gonna try to sell us on his new album. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at him for that, but don't get mad at me for not falling for the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nick, you don't get what the messages were. No, y'all didn't get what the message was. The message was commerce, to make money. And then, yeah, I'm gonna give you some message. Yeah, I'm gonna be avant-garde. I'm not saying you can't do both, right? But don't do both and tell me that that's not what you're doing. I'm not saying Kendrick is doing that. Y'all are doing that. People are like, oh, Nick, you hate Kendrick. No, I don't hate Kendrick. He's doing what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. I hate y'all. Y'all make him insufferable for the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all act like y'all could pee on a nigga and tell me that it's rain, or better worse, champagne, or a Van fucking go. You know what I'm saying? That's not what this is, okay? The shit was ass and basura because he made a business decision. Football players make business decisions on the field sometimes and miss a tackle, your team loses. It is what it is. Nobody's knocking that. But if y'all don't think it's more at play than just the art and him being about the culture, and if you don't, you're not like us, well, apparently I'm not. I'm gonna do a video about that soon, but yeah, I'm not like y'all, okay? I think for myself, okay? I think about the big picture. I see what's at play. Something didn't make sense to me and why that set list, and now it makes sense. I was in Clubhouse, asked somebody, hey, do you know why he played that song? Well, you know, if you look at his entire catalog, the way that he dissects things and the way he puts it together, it must make sense that this is the album that he chose. But she couldn't tell me specifically what about this album. And thanks to the internet, I have my answer.
If you want to know the real reason you didn't hear some of those old songs, dollars and cents.
Okay, but I'm saying it's all good. Nick, art and commerce go together. Nobody's saying that. But what I am saying is that when you make business choices and decisions, then the paying customer, the viewer, the audience gets to decide whether or not they'll pay again. All right? They'll decide on whether or not they want to, you know, buy into the bullshit y'all chose to buy into. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Y'all love Kendrick, but y'all make it hard for the rest of us to love him too. And that's said nicely. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow it, all that good shit. Check out the BLC store merch. Y'all got me hot up in here. I didn't even wear my hat because this was not about hip hop. Okay, this was about commerce and the Super Bowl and entertainment. If you ask me, I was not entertained. Okay, y'all convinced me with that. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.